between these two as well. Another split pusher taken down. Yorick off the table.
Yorick is out of there, and the Zoe also removed, means neither Pobelter or Phoenix will be able to play that very oppressive poke mage there in the mid lane as Echo Fox starts things off, grabbing himself the Alistar.
Alistar for Hakuho, possible very strong team fighter frontline engage. I would say if you're talking about those mid laners and the Zoe as well, you know, both of them have had super successful games on it. I would say one of the big differences between these two players, Phoenix and Pobelter. Pobelter has shown, especially in some of the very recent games, playing a lot for the team. He's one of the highest warding mid laners. Phoenix is actually the lowest as far as wards per minute. So while Phoenix is very good in lane phase to me, and I feel like he has very good trades, his mechanics are quite quick. He does not buy a lot of wards, and so that means that mid laner relies very heavily on their jungler to track the enemy jungler or put down wards for them in order to not lose out on a lot of these mid-game plays.
FlyQuest lock in the Jinx here again. We saw that yesterday for Turtle. Now yesterday, this was picked up,
good.
but it was picked up as a response to an Ezreal, which is typically seen as a greed lane. And he's saying, well, I'll just be greedier than the greedy guy and outscale him, and sure enough, he did. But we'll see how Echo Fox answers that this time.
So I'd say some of the bullies left up are things like the Lucian, the Draven, right? Those are the two big ones that come to mind. And those are a possibility, but since they're heading right into the second ban phase here with Echo Fox picking up the Aatrox, there's a possibility that they could ban out some of those bullies if they really felt necessary. Doesn't seem like they're much scared of Apollo and Hakuho going for an Alistar plus X bully lane to try and take advantage of that early. Braum is quite good defensively, and they have confidence in Wild Turtle and JJ to once again be the core of the team.
Apollo also had a very rough game yesterday against Optic Gaming. Arrow finding that first blood onto him at level 2, taking him down with the Rend on the Callista. So Echo Fox has to make sure they can keep that bottom lane going, not fall too far behind here early on. As you're taking a look at the bans, FlyQuest will remove the Corki and the Swain. Echo Fox get rid of the Fiora.
And FlyQuest so far have the makings of a quintessential team fight, team composition. Braum, Jinx, Lissandra. Very, very good components here. Braum as a support provides huge utility in team fights. Jinx, as you're talking about, is one of the best scaling DPS champions from the back because of the rockets, AoE in the late game with Infinity Edge, crit multipliers, hurricane rockets coming through and splashing all around. And Lissandra is one of those utility mid laners that does have burst damage, but is a huge, huge flanker and very good at setting up the rest of the team with her crowd control.
Well, get the landing pad ready. League's favorite helicopter is ready to take off here this game, as Jax will be showing up, most likely grabbing the Spear of Shojin at some point, which will mean he's going to be spinning all over the Rift. Very difficult champion to deal with once he gets going, and with a player like Viper who likes that split push style, this could be a scary pick.
And with all of these solo lane bans, there's actually not a lot of Jax counters still left floating around. I wonder if they will slide the Aatrox up there. To me, it feels like it is going to be very hard for Echo Fox to stop this Jax from getting to the Trinity Force power spike. So FlyQuest definitely feel like they've got a lot in store for the late game if Echo Fox cannot push it early.
Aatrox and Ryze will be your solo laners here for the side of Echo Fox, going up against that Lissandra and Jax combination. And now FlyQuest left their last pick for Santorin to take that jungler after seeing the entirety of the Fox comp.
Yeah, it looks like Echo Fox are just going to try and answer here. Tristana also does scale quite well into the late game. We've seen Ryze, especially with the popularity of going third item death cap now. The damage is definitely there. The power for split pushing and that option is also very much there for Phoenix and Echo Fox. So it looks like this one is going to... Ooh, last pick Kindred for Santorin. Now that is some extra scaling for later. If they can get the marks stacked up for the big bonus for the extra range, this could be very, very big, because a Kindred ultimate plus a team with a Lissandra peeling, a Braum there to protect the Jinx, it becomes very difficult to find that engage.
Now, the one thing you do have to be respectful of if you are playing Kindred here in this specific matchup is that's a Tristana. And if you throw down Lamb's Respite and then Kindred, or excuse me, and then Tristana ults you out of it, it's sort of like a Gragas or a Skarner or anything else that can just make your position not be what you want it to be. So Santorin is going to have to make sure that he doesn't allow Apollo to mess with that ulti.
Yeah, plus got to keep your eyes on the Alistar. The old headbutt can also push you off your ultimate, so both of those are single target. The Tristana ultimate can sometimes, if you time it properly and aim it properly, and get some 2-for-1s, but we'll see if they spread out over it.
Voting on the Summoner's Rift here. Second battle of the day. FlyQuest and Echo Fox. FlyQuest currently sitting in a pretty comfortable spot, looking towards those playoffs. One of the higher teams there in that clump, but would still love to put more wins under the belt to make sure they can secure that spot, put even more distance between themselves and teams like Echo Fox, who honestly are in the thick of it. Every game matters so much at this point to get that edge over everyone else that's just neck and neck in that race.
Definitely true. FlyQuest at 6 and 7. Echo Fox coming in at 4 and 9. Critical games here.
Out onto the Rift, everybody fans out, protects their own entrances through the river. We'll see if anybody tries to get cheeky, but I highly doubt it. These days you don't see too much invade play.
30 seconds until
Everybody following the rules, straight-laced.
Yep.
No
Everybody
jokes here.
Get in line, single file. Yeah, nothing interesting. Feels bad. I was hoping they were going to bamboozle us, but no.
I will tell you, Captain Flowers, the door to La Casa de Fiesta does look exactly like this. It's very hard to tell from
always
the
open.
outside.
It's always open. Come on in. It's a very welcoming place.
Looks like any normal door. Starts out with a ward line.
minions have spawned.
Let's see where we end up. What's behind door number 1?
A
for Echo
Fiesta.
Fox.
Or not. Just chilling for now. Wild Turtle and JJ again. Keep your eyes on this Jinx. Remember yesterday it was Turtle who managed to find so much damage in the fights. There was one fight. He was also up against a Rise in that game. It was DeMonte from Clutch Gaming piloting that one, who found him in one team fight, did manage to take him down, and that was the only time that entire game that Turtle died. And that sort of emphasized what we heard from Turtle earlier this split, saying he's toning back some of those trademark Wild Turtle moments early on in the game, playing safer, scaling up, and then when it comes time to pop off, then he'll do what the fans know him and love him for, and that's what he got to do yesterday. Santorin grabs his own red, walks over a ward, and heads into the enemy.
Oh, yeah, we are using the Conqueror Kindred as well for Santorin. I believe the range slight nerf on it is in on this patch. However, still very significant as Viper also running the Conqueror. We want to try and stack it up as early as possible, obviously. It does give you tremendous power once it does convert. True damage plus healing, plus just a lot of extra flat damage for you.
Unlucky crab RNG for Santorin. Wanted to make sure they cleared 2 camps before going after a crab, because that means that the mark is going to spawn, and it spawns on the other side of it.
Looking for him, though. I mean, they've got a ward on the bottom one, and they can see that Sejuani has not taken the Kindred mark bottom Scuttle Crab quite yet. And with Panda just clearing red side, I don't expect him to go in there. If you don't take that Scuttle Crab at the same time you see Kindred on the opposing Scuttle Crab, then you have to respect the Kindred, because Sejuani into Kindred, especially since Poe Belter is pushing this mid lane, means you've got no business around that Scuttle Crab, Sejuani. So Kindred will still be able to go get her first mark, or their first mark.
Feels way better to be Kindred against something like a Sejuani than something like a Lee Sin that's going to constantly try to mess with you and contest everything. Sejuani, you just sort of say, nope, this is my crab now. I'll be taking control of that one. Thank you very much. And Santorin should cash in on that mark. Remember, the magic number for these is 4. That's when you're going to get the range advantage on auto attacks and abilities that makes you much more of a threat in team fights and larger skirmishes.
I like to call out some good little mechanics whenever we have them and they happen to be on screen. Solo there using his knockup on Aatrox to deny 1 CS from Viper. Every little CS does count, Captain Flowers, during lane phase.
Add them up over time.
Time that knockup very well as the tower shot was coming through to finish off one of those minions and deny a tiny bit of money from that Jax. Anything you can do to delay the Trinity Force Spire Spike goes a long way. Panda, though, is on the gank route.
Poe Belter is Lissandra. He will have the Glacial Path to get himself away if he feels like he's in too much trouble. Panda doesn't really make much happen yet, just trying to help shove in the wave there. Phoenix is almost out of mana, so he'll have a rough time shoving that all the way in himself. And Echo Fox will not be able to successfully get that all underneath the turret.
Meanwhile, bottom lane going quite well here for FlyQuest once again. Turtle has control of the wave. And pushing up as well. A little bit of a deep ward here over the wall. Echo Fox bottom lane can communicate that there is no actual ward in the tri-brush, though. If they do want to have Panda come through, Sejuani with Flash has a possibility of making a play here.
Paco and Apollo will be content just farming up. Are on the back foot right now in terms of that farm. There are a few extra minions for them to collect once it reaches that turret, but they're not going to be making any moves anytime soon. Solo pushing up here into the top side has a rather large wave. It's going to be flash for flash already. Santorin using his flash now as well. This will surely be first blood, and it goes over to Santorin.
Very easy right there for FlyQuest. If you early flash when Jax has the stun spinning, you can just follow up flash and secure the landing. Kind of your only way out is if you guess right on the timing when he's about to use it. Take a look at the replay here. Viper goes in. Yeah, he was kind of guessing that it was going to be a very early activation and he was going to reactivate the stun as soon as it came off of cooldown there, but Viper does hold it, knowing that he has time. You don't have to rush into it. He's got his jungler coming, and they just were able to conclude that there was going to be no counter gank because Sejuani just cleared topside and was very, very likely heading to the bottom side to pick up Krugs instead, since they knew that it was a red side clear. This is what you gain out of tracking enemy jungle paths.
Well done by Santorin, relieving some of that pressure. You can see Solo did have a nice CS lead built up for himself. That'll close a little bit now as Pobelter looks to start the fight off here, driving the ulti onto Panda, who gets himself away as Phoenix provides covering fire.
And since Santorin is there, coming around, he actually went for the offensive Lissandra ult rather than healing himself back up. That does mean some of the damage sticks from the gank, but they were looking for a possibility of actually killing or forcing a flash from Sejuani.
Kindred still only on one mark, hasn't been able to acquire the second one after that first pickup there in the river with the crab. Does grab yet another Scuttle Crab for himself, though, as you can see. Quite a large CS lead for him over Panda, who does have a slower clear speed on the Sejuani, as Santorin will start up the Cloud Drake here by himself.
Yeah, Cloud Drake, definitely the highest DPS, but it's got an early jungle item upgrade here for Santorin, and he might even early smite. Ah, there we go. There's the extra health it's going to come from. Honey fruits while he's taking it. And with the control ward there, quite secure in taking this first Cloud Drake for themselves.
Feels good to pick that one up. Just about 7 minutes into the game. More movement speed to roam around, make the plays happen. Santorin doing good so far here on this pickup, as bottom side Wild Turtle is left with some free firing time to grab a turret plate for this Jinx and keep him rolling, get him towards that point he wants to be in the mid game to find another pop-off.
Wild Turtle, definitely a guy that a lot of people want to see as a star here for FlyQuest. Yesterday, definitely went a long ways towards bolstering that perception. And the lane phase so far, today, looks like they're setting up in another consistent scaling Jinx build here. Early BF sword has been taken by both parties with the Tristana mirroring. And they're just kind of trading early farm here. Definitely did help there with the desync recall time to allow FlyQuest to pick up that Cloud Drake.
On top side, I want to give props to Solo, who is still maintaining great control over this 1v1, despite the fact that he did die to the first blood gank coming out from Santorin. You can see the Aatrox having just shy of the gold that the Jax has. That's because of the assist money that went over to Viper, but Solo was the guy who, remember in the game that Echo Fox had yesterday versus Optic, he was the one guy trying to keep that sinking ship afloat. He was winning in the 1v1. He constantly had to try to rotate over and help everybody else. He's got a bucket and he's trying to get the water out, but there's 17 holes in the ship and Corki keeps making more of them, but Solo was the guy who was the chance Echo Fox had in that game, and he seems to be rather comfortable in these split push roles, living up to his name.
All right, meanwhile, Santorin comes around topside once again, really trying to get some early things going for the Jax.
Oh, but it's 2 versus 2 this time. Panda showing up and making sure that the fight is going to be fair. Viper looking to make something happen. Panda's dropped first. Viper's going to be kept alive by Lamb's Respite. And that means Solo has to try to make it happen. However, the World Ender times out. And it's 2-0 FlyQuest. Super Mega Death Rocket's not going to find much.
FlyQuest have their team synergy on display in a big way here. They pick the Jax, a scaling monster from the top side. They send early jungle ganks up there. Pobelter with a very quick teleport up to the top side to answer and turn that one in their favor as well. Santorin, by the way, when we take a look at the replay, immaculate timing on this Kindred ultimate. Right now, they're going for an invade, and it might get punished afterwards.
Santorin wants that mark, and he's got it. There you go. Cashing in on that one as Hakuo is going to be knocked up into the air. More damage comes to Wild Turtle. Running and gunning, baby. That's another kill going over to FlyQuest. As now Phoenix and Panda have to try to get themselves away. There's a reason pandas are endangered species. The damage comes out, and Santorin goes on a killing spree. 3-0-2, 100% kill participation in this game.
Well, you look at the time, Captain Flowers. Santorin is set up to jungle. I mean, jungle carry here. This is actually insane. Everything is coming up FlyQuest. The top side, they've got the jungle wrapping around. Pobelter has his eyes on this play. He backs up from the turret, allowing himself some space to get the teleport off. Then look at this Kindred ultimate. Everything when you're playing Kindred is about the timing. He finishes off the kill, and with Viper just on the edge of the safety there, activates it in time, secures the safety for his top laner. Then bottom side, JJ and Turtle chase down Hakuho, who tries to join the jungle invade. This is, by the way, after Santorin just got another mark off of that big raptor. He slips down, finished off the extra kill, and then Pobelter still has mana in the tank. They stun up the Sejuani, JJ flashes for it, and finish off yet another kill.
Worth pointing out as well, not only did Lamb's Respite keep his own teammate alive, but it made sure that even if they had a ton of burst and just blew Solo up, he wouldn't die in time to get the revive from the World Ender.
Guarding themselves against their own possible mistakes.
They guard themselves against accidentally rezzing the Aatrox, and as soon as the Bloodwell goes, so does the Respite, and he instantly pops. Couldn't have timed that one better.
That's a good jungler. Just foolproof kill here, guaranteed. Meanwhile, Sejuani wants to right the wrongs that have taken place in topside. Santorin, though, once again, hovering around. They know this Jax can become so big for them. Tiamat already completed, so he deals with the waves very quickly. Sejuani probably still in that bush, though. Very patient. Solo, aggressive movements on the Aatrox, though, if you watch just the passive positioning there. So Viper...
You know something's up.
Yeah, Viper does not step up until Santorin gets a little bit closer.
Saying, hey, Kindred, get over here. I need a little bit of help, buddy.
That restraint is important to see from a guy like Viper, right? He's just called up from Academy this year. He's been learning a lot on the LCS stage, he said. It's a lot different than he thought it was going to be. And restraint is definitely one of the big things. You're used to, especially from solo queue, just bullying your lane, going on to try and smash him 1v1, but very good game sense there. Not to overextend.
And as somebody who is a one-trick myself, I always loved Viper's story because he came from the solo queue trenches. He was the Riven one-trick. Everybody's like, oh, how could a Riven one-trick end up being in competitive? You just make wub-wub music montages and dunk on people and do Riven stuff. But this guy has done a great job transitioning into competitive play now as FlyQuest looks to secure the Rift Herald here for themselves. Echo Fox rotating over, wanting to potentially contest this one. However, Santorin has the secure.
Yeah, and it's been such a long time since he is a one-trick. One of the biggest things is he's been able to transfer his skill into so many different top laners here, playing tanks for the team, playing other split pushers in Jax, yet he retains his mastery of Riven as a champion, and he draws bans on it constantly. It's been used successfully by the team as well. He hasn't lost the touch while diversifying.
Top side now. He's feeling like he's in control of this 1v1. This is Jax. This is what happens when this champion gets ahead. Very nice ulti from Pobelter to dodge away from that glacial prison. As now bottom side, the 2v2 once again goes the way of FlyQuest. Hakuo goes into the ultimate, but will it even be enough? I think not. Apollo now in some trouble. The zap gets fired off. Pobelter going to be tanking up the turret. Santorin coming in from behind. Super Mega Death Rocket going to be flashed away from, but you can't get away from the smaller fire, and that's FlyQuest. 7-0.
Looks like Clean Quest is gonna wrap this one up quick. Rift Herald activated on the bottom side. They can feed that money into Wild Turtle.
And it's still when plating is alive. That means Shelly is worth about 300 more gold than otherwise. Shelly, stop goofing off with the minions. You got turret plates to take. What?
What is enemy, Captain Powers? Don't you sass,
All
Shelly.
right, Shelly's mad, but that's still going to be turret gold, plate gold, all the gold over to FlyQuest. They are up 6K at 14 minutes, and Shelly's
He's on the loose.
Shelly's drunk. Shelly, get in the Uber, go home.
Shelly
Can't do this anymore.
Shelly's actually styling on him. Did you see? She closed her shell around the eyeball so Hakuho couldn't proc it. Still pulling off the slide charge right there to get off some more damage. Shelly is working hard.
Thank you, based Shelly. Let's take another look at how this fight happened, though.
All right, Santorin uses the blast cone over to contest this red. As he said, Pobelter, very nice ultimate right there. Clean is able to dodge out Panda's ultimate, dodge the extra damage. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, it was most about JJ and Turtle. They slow down Hakuho, gets a nice ultimate here to close off the pathway. Pobelter does come take this kill from Wild Turtle on the Jinx, but they're gonna feed him one more here. Apollo sets up, does flash away from the ultimate, but he's gonna die anyway since the Braum Stun was on him, and JJ has a stopwatch, so he denies a counter kill. It's just been looking so clean from FlyQuest. This team previously was on a 5-game lose streak. Then this week, they come in, 4-game lose streak. This week, they come in yesterday, make quick work of the game. Today, it's looking like even quicker. Santorin, though, under attack.
This could be a pretty big pick here for the side of Echo Fox, going after Santorin, looking to maybe burst him down. JJ coming in, looking to keep him alive. The shutdown goes over to the side of Echo Fox. Their first kill here this game. Turtle going to be taken low. However, now Phoenix is in some trouble. Top of the cleanse to get away. Super Mega Death Rocket finds the mark, but it's still going to be multiple members of Echo Fox onto Pobelter off to the side. Can they find the kill? Answer's going to be no. Here comes JJ to the rescue, and FlyQuest mounts the counterattack. It's a double kill over to Viper. Make it a triple. That's not what Echo Fox wants to see. And even when they finally get on the board, it's still a 1-for-4. And FlyQuest will take the mid lane turret.
Echo Fox take down Santorin, but at what cost? 4 members fall in the process. 2 towers now done. Pobelter might even get the top side one, so FlyQuest aren't even done taking their rewards.
FlyQuest up nearly 10,000 gold. 8.5K, the name of the game here. 16 minutes in. 3-0-3 on the Jax. Huge cash in there for FlyQuest. Echo Fox got the Kindred, but when that's the only thing you get in a trade like that, it still does not feel good.
This FlyQuest lineup has so many stalling abilities. Kindred ultimate buys them time for the rest of the team to collapse. Then Pobelter, during that fight where 3 members of FlyQuest are chasing kills down mid lane, on the Lissandra, he buys so much time distracting the rest of Echo Fox. Then JJ flashes over in assistance to help them pick up the extra kills.
And this Jinx is working out wonderfully yet again here for the side of FlyQuest. I talked about
The
how
Jinx
yesterday,
is working out great, the Jax is working out great, the Lissandra's
everything's working out great. Turns out the whole game is working out great for the side of FlyQuest, but I like seeing the fact that Turtle's comfortable enough picking this blind, whereas yesterday he knew he was playing it into an Ezreal. Today he said, no, I don't care what you play, I'm just going to be Jinx and win. And right now he's 2-0-2, sitting on 2 completed items at 17 minutes along with the boots. And that is a very, very scary AD carry. Didn't even mean to rhyme it. It just happened to happen. And that is why this guy is popping off. Let's take another look here. Santorin caught
Wait
out.
for another rhyme. You got one more?
I don't. It's time to rhyme.
Well, Santorin buys himself some time with the Kindred ultimate. They still get the kill. As he said, look at this, though. Even though the bottom side, Turtle's getting kills here onto Phoenix and Solo, but Pobelter, he flashed back in to buy the root, force the jump out of Tristana, then self-ults, and the rest of FlyQuest say, oh, look what Pobelter's doing over here. Let's go clean up those extra kills. Flash in from JJ. They get the knockup. They clean up 2 more. And that is going to be just winning across the board for this team.
And I like JJ flashing in there, too, to make sure he gets the point-blank Glacial Fissure onto everyone to ensure Pobelter stays alive, protecting FlyQuest, doing exactly what that Braum is designed to do. Look at the inventory from Santorin now. Blood Razor plus Blade of the Ruined King will shred through any health bar he runs into on the side of Echo Fox.
All right.
Oh, no. Aqua in some trouble yet again. Likely going to be stunned up here. Glacial Fissure throws him up into the air, and it's burgers for everybody on FlyQuest. The 4th death of the game here for Hakuho. FlyQuest not slowing down anytime soon. Solo going to quickly lose about half HP. This is what happens when Jax gets ahead. This is what they really wanted to avoid. But Viper now has the reality of the Trinity Force, and Solo is stuck underneath the turret.
Yeah, core build acquired. You got your Trinity Force, you got your Tiamat. Jax is off and running. FlyQuest are at the door. They're inside the door. They're kicking it down, and that turret is gonna fall.
Solo going in with the World Ender. FlyQuest may have gone a little bit too far forward here. JJ gonna be taking low. Turtle now as well. Pobelter going into the ultimate, but it's already one kill over to the side of FlyQuest. About to make it two. One more rocket will do it, and there you go. Winter's Bite finds it, and FlyQuest grabs themselves 2 kills. Inhibitor will now fall, and it's more clean play from the FlyQuest boys.
That is a 19-minute mid-inhibitor taken by FlyQuest in this game. They want their spot at the top of the standings back, and they are making a lot of headway this weekend.
And it's important to point out, I think, that during FlyQuest's 4-game loss streak, a lot of those games were against some of the top teams in the league. Now that they're playing against opponents who are also in that clump there with them, they're showing that they're a cut above.
Definitely making a good case, this team.
Next Drake will be Infernal, however, that's still about 5 minutes away. It's 3 clouds to the side of FlyQuest, so not only, Kobe, are you 11,500 gold ahead, not even 20 minutes into the game, but you have so much move speed that anytime they try to run, they will not be able to get away from you. This is very scary for the side of Echo Fox, and at this point in the game, they're so far behind, you just have to pray that your opponents make some sort of mistake.
If there's anything in the game that really hits that point home, it is Pobelter Lissandra with the Medjai's Soul Stealer upgrade
baby.
here.
The
And for good
BM
reason.
book.
He's already got 10 stacks on it. Looking to finish this one off very strong. Honestly, when this team gets ahead, it's just so hard to put a dent in it. As we said, even if you make the classic play where you're sitting up on a bush, you catch somebody unawares that's split from the rest of the team, 9 out of 10 times, that person that you just caught has a stalling tactic. They've got Jax with Counter-Strike and Ultimate, Kindred with the Ultimate gonna come down, buy some time for the rest of the team to come through. Lissandra as well.
Uh-oh. Phoenix is in some trouble here. Gets himself away from the Glacial Fissure by using the Flash. And I also want to point out the QSSs on Turtle and Santorin. They recognize, hey, the only way we could possibly lose is if there's like a Sejuani ult or an empowered Rise route onto one of these guys and they get caught out and can't do anything. Well, that's no longer a loss condition. FlyQuest is avoiding any sort of an opportunity for Echo Fox to get back into the game. See if they decide to fire anything else off here. They'll instead just take the Alistar ultimate for free. And without that, Hakuo is going to be useless in the upcoming fights.
All right, Superman still going in mid lane, so that means Tristana has to stay there to clear them out, and the rest of FlyQuest can take this top tower with little resistance.
FlyQuest is playing like a team with Baron without having Baron for 2 reasons. 1, they don't need it. 2, it hadn't even spawned until recently because they're this far ahead in a game that is only just now 21 minutes in.
What they're playing like is a team with a 12,000 gold lead at 21.5 minutes. And
Yes,
now,
sir.
soon they will be playing like a team with Baron buff. You look down at your feet, checking, indeed, there are little purple flowers floating around.
Hey, feels good, man, from the side of FlyQuest, and feels scary if you are Echo Fox. FlyQuest secure that one uncontested. Echo Fox don't really see any sort of a world where they're able to fight them in open ground. Pobelter and the rest of FlyQuest now pushing up the mid lane. They've already got that inhibitor down, so they can pressure the side lanes very easily.
All that's left is a little time trial bet. What are you estimating the time for the Nexus fall, Captain Flowers?
23:30.
23:30, a minute and a half, even less?
Yep.
That's crazy. That means they have to end it on this push.
Yep.
I will take that bet.
Okay.
Well, let's see if they can do it.
That's my
FlyQuest, they're pushing hard on the bottom side. Baron buff is definitely going to go a long ways to help. Apollo's the only one here to defend, so the turret is going to take a decent chunk.
Turret dropping rather quickly. Echo Fox has to decide, do you want to fight here, or are you just going to give this one away? Hakuo has the ultimate back and available here on the Alistar. Echo Fox trying to rotate around, maybe still make some sort of a defense work out. FlyQuest not needing that last lane of inhibitors. Looking to make the fight happen. They've already blown up the enemy AD carry. Apollo's out of the picture, and now the Lamster's fight is down. Multiple members from FlyQuest going to be taken very low. They finally got the Jax. However, Echo Fox do not have the tools to fight back. The Stasis going to keep Pobelter alive, while Turtle's going to keep on popping off. There comes the damage. There go the rockets. And there goes those Nexus turrets. They're on the Nexus itself. Phoenix will not be able to find a whole lot. He'll grab the kill onto Turtle. My prediction is right. And FlyQuest will end this game 23 minutes in.
Woo! FlyQuest will do you one better. They even beat you by 9 seconds here. And that is how you want to make a statement in this playoff race. FlyQuest with the emphatic victory.
so clean and quick from FlyQuest this time around. They started off great and they never stopped. They went 7-0 before finally giving up a single kill. When they do give up that kill, their jungler gets shut down. They get 4 kills and 2 turrets in return, and Echo Fox never had a chance this game.
Whew. Definitely concur. Fans, definitely very excited about this team as well. Surging back to the top. Smiles on everyone's faces. After a game like that, you definitely have a lot of confidence, heading towards the end of the split.
Pobelter ended with 22 Magi stacks, almost got the book fully completed, just had 1 or 2 chapters left to write there at the end on that one, maybe the epilogue, but Santorin's the guy I'm really looking at this game. All over the map, making things happen, alleviating that pressure in the top side, making sure Viper didn't fall too far behind to solo early, allowing the Jax to scale up, making the fights happen in the 2v2 where we saw the outplay. Santorin, such a good job. All of FlyQuest did a great job. And for more on how they did it in under 23 minutes and 30 seconds, let's send it over to the State Farm Analyst Desk.
You had it right there, Captain Flowers. Just under 23:30, 23:24 was the official game time. New fastest game of the split. The previous was TSM over CLG just a couple weeks ago. But FlyQuest, 2-0 on the week. I think they heard us talking about or removing them from that conversation of top teams over these last couple weeks and wanted to come back and say something about it.
Yeah, and I think Echo Fox forgot to set their alarms. It was a daylight savings time because they were not in this game at all.
No, they seemed very much a slow starter or a non-starter to that degree. But Santorin absolutely ran over this squad from start to finish.
It's just a really strong early game jungler with the Kindred. And when you're up against a Sejuanian, you've got lanes that set up your kill pressure so well. It lets him do his thing. And so when he can do this and just get a nice little skirmish, you're going to win this 2v2 every single time. You've got the ultimate to back you up if things go wrong, the teleport on the Lissandra, and this is just playing Kindred to a T. And unfortunately, the Sejuani just takes a little too long when you're up against a champ like that.
Right. This is a game where you would say jungle difference. This is so cute. Jungle difference right here.
It was
Hakuho dies and then immediate jungle difference.
Hakuho flashes, doesn't flash the wall, jungle difference. This was a game where it snowballed too beyond just like, oh, the Kindred's doing well. Suddenly Pobelter ended up with higher kill participation, I think, at the end of the game. Turtles started popping off as the Jinx and became actually the biggest carry of the game. And this was a top to bottom run over.
Right, they just ran all over the map, choosing, hey, we want to kill you, we're going to kill you, and they just died everywhere in the map.
Yeah, that's the way you want to play League of Legends when you have that lead. It's what we've asked teams to do. Now, we must understand that, of course, FlyQuest 2-0 weekend this week comes against teams around or below them in the standings as compared to, let's say, some of those losses that they had been suffering over the weeks prior that made us lose some of that confidence.
I've got no qualms with that, though. A win's a win, and best of all, the fact that you were able to win so quickly is a great sign because not winning
us in that average.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Because not winning quickly isn't necessarily, it's like, that's the right play. You just have to actually get good at doing that. You have to actually practice. You don't go, it's not dangerous to go in a car fast, not because it's dangerous intrinsically, but because you don't know how to steer properly. So the fact that you can actually do it, you're getting comfortable doing it, means that coming into maybe playoffs, they'll be a much stronger team.
It's the kind of thing where with such a problem what it feels like in the bottom half of the league of closing games, even if it's not against the strongest opponents, it's still a big delineation from the rest of the teams in that clump where you're like, okay, yeah, we had some tough games, we lost, but when we're on, we smash people. And that's something that you don't see out of many of those other teams.
Right, and for Echo Fox, do you really have to ask the question now, do we bring back Rush? I believe it's 4 games that Panda has played now, and he's lost all 4 games. And at this point, is it on Rush that you lost the games, or is it just like an entire team? And I don't know if the game would have been different with Rush in there, but I don't believe I've seen Rush be 3 levels down before. Like, he might fall behind and like die a lot, but he's usually the same level, and that was a huge difference that game.
Yeah, on top of the 3-0-2 early scoreline that Kindred had over the 0-2-0 Sejuani, there was a 2 to 3 level advantage as well as 30 to 40 CS, and so it's just advantage on advantage on advantage. Ultimately nets FlyQuest the win. They are sitting at 500, 7-7 record now, just 1 win behind TSM, who has yet to play their final game of the weekend today. After the break, though, we take a look at the player of the game leaderboards before Optic and TSM. Join us for that discussion after this.